We in here. What is up?
Hello. What's up?
It is cold in here.
Hella cold.
So we're bundled up. It's no big deal.
You know.
And so we coming up on the last week of February here.
Yeah.
It's been a long month. The longest February we got February 29th this year.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna keep going.
This month just feels very long though.
Yeah, it feel like January.
Yeah.
But hey, life goes on and on. We're above ground and living good, comfortable.
We have all our limbs. Yeah, absolutely.
My belly's not full right now. I'm a little hungry. Go home soon and get some grub.
Oh, okay.
Lately, what's going on in the news? Everybody's talking about Dwyane Wade's child.
Right.
Yeah, Dwyane Wade's child, Ziya, formerly known as Zion, is transgender, right? And we know that. The only reason why we know that is because Dwyane Wade did a documentary and he's done a number of interviews telling us that.
Yes.
I don't know what that would be like, and but Dwyane Wade does. I mean, he told us, he had to learn on the fly and things like that. As a father, you don't want your kids to hate you, and you don't want your kids to feel like they can't tell you anything.
Yeah, and you don't want your kids to feel like they're not loved because of a certain way.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So and as a parent, you see your kids right away. You see them blossom. You see their energy right away.
Right.
So, and if your child feels comfortable enough to tell you something like that, then maybe you should listen.
Right.
And not belittle them or try to pray the gay away or something like that.
The whole Mike Pence thing. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he does. He believes in like some shock therapy and stuff like that. I think that's insane, and that forces kids to feel like they're not wanted, and that there's some type of pariah, and then they result to things like suicide, which is horrible. Because then that's when everybody wants to talk about the same people who ridicule DWade for how he's raising his child. Those same people, will be like, oh, this is so sad. They'll post something saying, oh, this is so sad that this kid killed themselves over bullying.
Oh, right.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad that they didn't have enough support to feel comfortable and love themselves enough.
Yeah, and most of the time those celebrities are actually doing things like what I saw from Lil Busey.
That's now what you saw from Lil Busey is actually what goes on in those.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the reality of it. And people love Lil Busey for his realness.
Sure.
Which is why I like Lil Busey.
Sure.
I like Lil Busey because he always gives you something real and he give you the authentic Busey. I didn't like that.
No, because when you see that video, he's just going on a big rant and saying like he's 12 years old, man. He's a boy. He's a child. But in the reality, yeah, he's a child that knows his orientation.
Just like you knew yours.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's wild because he was. Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, that's the sad part, is because it's like, I'm sure that Ziya has maybe not seen, but at least heard about these videos. And that's
a 12-year-old is on the internet.
Of course, right? So it's kind of like that is all contributing to like this pressure and this weight that Ziya, people like Ziya would be put under, where it's just like, wow, I really feel like this is not right. Like I don't belong.
But the child,
it's just,
the child has so much love already, right?
Well, the foundation, credit to DWade, because he, correct me if I'm wrong, actually like attended parades with Ziya and like went. Yeah, was really on board from the beginning.
Yeah,
of supporting his child.
I don't think that people should try to judge him Just like nobody would want to judge. I wouldn't want anybody to judge Lil Busey, you know, for doing multiple jail stints in your while your kids are growing up.
Right.
I wouldn't want anybody to judge Lil Busey for saying he's gonna pretty much buy his son some or blur
what?
that.
Hold on.
Buying his son the services of a woman.
A woman of the night?
A lady of the night.
Okay.
You're gonna have to edit that.
Yep.
A lady of the night.
Oh, okay.
You know, to lose his virginity to.
He did that?
You can look it up.
I believe you.
Yeah, it was a thing. He went on a rant just like this, and said he was going to do such things.
So the hypocrisy in the culture, basically, of like you support this, but you don't want to support this.
Yeah, you want your son to lose his virginity, so you're going to have, you know, non-love sex that has no love attached to it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that's crazy to me.
It just goes to, you know, where it's just like you fear what you don't understand. And although I have never been through that experience, like being like closeted or anything like that, but I'm just imagining being the parent where you're hearing this for the first time, which I'm sure for anybody would be jarring.
And you would want to protect the hell out of your child.
But you still want to protect the hell out of your child, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where it's just like,
I mean, you could think of things, and when you're not a parent, you know what I mean? When you're not a parent, you could think of all of these things and say what you would do. Mm-hmm. But you never know.
Yeah, right.
You never know. I knew I liked girls right away.
Yep.
From Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman did it for you?
Well, even back then, Wonder Woman and Elvira and Pam Grier, you know, all of that. You know, big boobs, you know. Mm-hmm. That was, you know, I liked that when I was a kid.
I knew when I met Theyre in elementary school. I think it was, you know, like third or fourth grade or something like that.
Girls, I mean, girls, but I'm talking about like fantasy girls.
Fantasy
before you even be around girls.
I have this story about my perfect example would be my father, where I remember having a talk with my mom one morning before school, and this is when the time when kids were throwing around the word gay.
Yeah, then I remember you told me this.
Yeah, and it's just like, you're like, oh, that's gay. Oh, you're gay. Mm-hmm. And then when it first started getting thrown around, I'd never heard that before. So I went up to my mother before school and said, "Hey, Mom, what does it mean to be gay?" And you know, she goes "Oh, well," and when I look over to my left, and my dad is in the kitchen making like bacon and eggs and all this stuff, and my dad goes like that, and then my mom goes, "Well, honey, being gay is if you're a boy and you like boys, and if you're a girl you like girls.
Yeah,
you like people that are just like you." Mm-hmm. And do you feel that you're gay? And then I go, "No, I like Theyre."
Yeah.
And then my dad goes,
shout out to Randy Oda, my guy.
So my dad, regardless, you know, I have a father would have loved me, and same with my mother, and that's the way it should be. But like you said, you know, you don't know how you're going to react in that situation. And maybe DWade did, but from what I've seen, Dwyane Wade has been very supportive of his son.
What he said, he really did say, because I watched it. I love the podcast All the Smoke, and I don't mind, you know, plugging that because that's a great podcast.
Absolutely.
And I remember him saying on that podcast, like, he had a lot to learn. You know, he had to, you know, clean up his language because his language was, you know, crazy. Mm-hmm. You know, like mine, like yours, like everybody's. Like we like to say it's not, because, you know, we talk a certain way. Mm-hmm. On camera. Yeah. But, you know, I'm crazy off camera. You know, even when I talk to my gay friends, I talk crazy.
Accurate.
You know, but it's, you know, you got to clean this when it's that close to home. boom, you got to snap it into it and protect that child.
Yeah. And really, from a parent's standpoint, you know, you kind of got to look at your child and just go like, wow, I'm proud of you for telling me. Like, that takes a lot of courage to say that at such a young age. And Ziya's 12?
12, but at 12, that's 7th grade.
Yeah.
You know, come on, man. You know that you're not, you know that you're not aroused by certain things, you know what I mean?
No, but you know that, but most people don't reveal that till way later.
Unless it is more, nowadays it's more a mainstream thing.
That's true.
It's not as scary as say when I was growing up.
Yeah. I mean, it's more portrayed in the media to kind of,
Yeah, there's males kissing on every show.
Yeah, Netflix.
But when you think of things like racism, right? And we know that racism is taught. We know that.
Nobody's born racist.
Nobody's born racist, right? And nobody's born hateful towards anyone.
No.
So you can't blame Whitey for teaching racism when you're teaching hatred yourself.
Right. Totally.
And I'm talking to Lil Busey and anybody who thinks like him.
Yep. Totally agree.
It's just a kid, man.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything about any reassignment surgery. Why are you talking about a 12-year-old's genitals on the internet inside Planet Fitness?
That was what was confusing to me, because it made it seem like Dwyane Wade had Ziya take an operation.
That's just
that was wrong.
That is such an insane thing to say.
That was inaccurate. That didn't happen.
Why would you even say that? Why would you even think that that's gonna happen?
Right.
Nobody said anything about that. We're just talking about this child who, did a courageous thing.
Totally.
I'm flabbergasted by the behavior of certain people, because I belong to certain in Facebook. I'm in these little sports debate groups.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes, and all it's been this week has been about this DWade stuff, and everybody's arguing over it and saying how DWade is a punk father and all of this, and posting pictures of DWade in suspect clothing. And I'm like, man, this is just going too far, man. This is why these young kids are scared to say anything.
Scared to be themselves.
And then they just move to Atlanta or San Francisco or Berkeley or something and live it up,
Yeah.
Let your freak flag fly.
Exactly.
But Miami, I say they live in Miami, so they're all right out there.
Yeah.
DWade is well protected. That child. But there's so many kids like that. Right? There's so many kids like that don't have a father that's worth $500 million.
Or a father that would listen if they told them.
Right. Part of being a good dad is just wanting to be. That's actually the main thing about being a good dad. Like, everybody thinks that it's like, oh, I'm gonna be a dad. Like, if you want to be a good dad, you're going to be a good dad. That's it.
Yeah. Case in point with you.
Yeah, it's like...
You want to be a good dad, and you try.
I don't know. I don't. I created 3 children, right? Mm-hmm. You create 3 lives, and you're responsible for their lives. Mm-hmm. They didn't ask to be here.
Right.
You created them.
Yeah.
So you're there to protect them. Mm-hmm. You're there to guide them. You're there to teach them about right and wrong decisions. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're there to feed them and clothe them. Mm-hmm. Give them good advice. Give them a pat on the back. Tell them what they need to work on. Mm-hmm. You're not there to tell them how to live.
No.
You're not there to tell them who to be. They're you. They're half of you. What are you gonna try to? You're gonna try to say, you like boys? You can't like boys. but I like, you know what I mean?
Right.
What are you gonna do about that? Does that suck? Yeah, you might want some grandkids. You know, better work on some different ones. You got gay sperm.
But at the end of the day, that's who they are. That's who your child is, and that's what we're talking about. Support. A support system that will let them feel loved, regardless of how they feel inside.
It's ridiculous to think that you could to control a child's feelings like that.
Yeah. Right.
You know, it's way wild. Any parent who's hearing this who disagrees with it, just let me know in the comments. Why do you disagree? I'm not sure how much of this you're gonna put on there, because I'm talking wild, I think, in a serious conversation. But you know, I want there to be more love out there, because you can't really judge much of what's going on. You're talking about how to raise kids. When's the last time you seen all of your kids? Do all of your kids live under your roof with you?
Yeah.
Are you with your kids every day? Do you see your kids every morning, every night?
Yeah. Are you not only just protecting them, are you with them?
Yeah.
Are you in their lives?
Yeah. And if so, you know, what's their favorite color? What's their favorite food? Favorite drink?
Yeah.
Who do they like in school? If they're 12 years old, there's somebody they like.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And you're going to find out if it's Ashley or it's Charles.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to be.
Yep.
We're going to take a break. Be right back. Knowledge, son. And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Back in the building. Gonna finish up the show. Daniel Oda has a date tonight.
The saga continues.
The saga continues, man. Dating is not easy.
No.
It is not easy to find someone that you want to talk to tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And not try to avoid or be annoyed that you have to talk to such person.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Somebody who you're after having that fling with, you don't want to get up and leave.
Right.
You know?
You think about the next day.
You want to turn it. You might turn it into. You might want to see where it goes.
Yeah, yeah. And this is kind of what I was actually going for with my music, some of which you've heard before, and me being around the block and everything, having been in love and everything. My EP is going to be called Late Night Love Potions. All kinds of elixirs that remind you of what that is to be when you wake up the next day and you actually want to see this person again. And when doesn't always happen that way. But sometimes it's a firestorm and you got to get out of there.
Yeah. Well, it took me 32 years. So.
There you go. Yeah.
So I definitely hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you're knocking on the cusp of that age.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
You know.
Thank you for reminding me.
It's all good, man. Don't fret. It's not easy for me, man. I came across a lot of crazy ones, man. Just a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
There'd be mirages, right?
Mm-hmm.
You meet them with one face and then wake up and they got a different face.
Well, yeah, Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah.
Right? That's super crazy. Mm-hmm. They can take their hair off. That's wild.
Yeah.
So, that's stuff on the outside. But, yeah. But, you meet somebody, like, man, I'm at this, I'm at this cool chick,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Long flowing hair, man. She had to like little wave, little curls or whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then you see her, and then, you know what I'm saying? Her hair look like that. and then you be a little perturbed. You know?
Come on now.
I'd be like, come on.
Oh man. But you have to put yourself out there, because in the game of love, your heart pays what it's worth, and it's worth everything. You got to put it out there.
Boy, it's some lonely girls out there on that web.
That is true. And
they be on there talking about, talking about their priorities and what they need from a man, and in order to date me, you need, this and that and this. And I think, man, y'all gonna be independent yourself to death.
Can I actually say something that might be a little...
You're gonna independent yourself into loneliness.
Right. There's certain people on the internet, on social media, that I see, and they post things like... single life is like the only thing for me.
Right.
I don't need no man and da and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But they do it in a way that's really condescending to love to me. Like, that's how I view it, because all those women, I guarantee you, if they had the right man, they'll totally change their opinion.
Well, you act how you attract, right?
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of those girls will attract the good guys, right? They'll attract the good guys, and then they'll friend zone them to death.
Right. But I think that those women have just been really hurt and burned by shitty men.
And then they'll get the guy that's not a shitty man and make him her bestie.
There you go.
You see it all the time.
Yeah.
You see it all the time. Oh, that's my bro. Like, he seems like he's really into you, do anything for you. He looked like you just broke his heart to hear him say he's my bestie.
Yeah.
Give
me a break.
You in a hot tub in Mexico with this man calling him your bestie.
No matter what anybody says about being independent and self-sufficient or whatever, it's just like there's nothing like the feeling of warmth, like the feeling of a warm body next to you.
Well, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, the warmth of another person.
Just a partner in this journey, life. So you don't have to walk the journey alone.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to walk the journey alone, and you don't want to walk the journey along with the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
So you shouldn't throw so much shade out there against people who holler at you, calling them thirsty.
Right.
It should just, if it's a good person and you're single, don't miss out.
Yeah.
Don't miss out. He could be crazy, though, so watch out for people hollering at you on the internet.
Super true.
I don't even know how many real people there are out there.
Not as many as you think.
Yeah, it's just seem like everybody's
catfishing.
Yeah. Boy, you ain't lying about that catfishing stuff. Y'all better stop putting filters on your pictures.
Please.
It makes you look different.
Nobody's face can be that smooth. I know your eyes are not that big.
None of that. So we're gonna get out of here on that note.
Yep.
Get Daniel out of here on some smooth type stuff. I'm a chop it up with him. He got a little second before he got to leave. I'm gonna chop it up with him. I think we did it was a real productive show.
I really enjoyed this one.
And we try to give some game out there to the parents. I mean, I'm a parent, and I am fortunate that my son does not have to go through that.
Right.
My son's energy is not feminine energy at all.
Sure.
And I know at a young age you see that, But you never know. Your kids come to you and they say something, you just got to support them.
Yeah.
Teach them how to have tough skin, without belittling them or hurting them. Love your children. Go home to your children. Go home to your children. We out. Peace.